Today, a deep dive into postcode 2570. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Welcome to our latest post covering finance and property news with a distinctively Australian flavour. And this is just a quick alert that we have now released our second episode on our new channel in the interests of the people. And this particular post relates to some analysis that we've done specifically in postcode 2570, which is the area around Camden in southwestern Sydney. And it includes areas, for example, such as Oran Park. And the reason this is important is that we've seen an escalation of violent crime in that particular area. And it is evidently, according to the police, associated with mortgage stress. So in this post, we analyse this information and discuss the implications. I'm going to run the first few moments of the show on this channel now. But if you want to see the complete episode, then please go across to In the Interests of the People and subscribe there to receive future alerts. Here's a link, and it's also in the comments below. Hello again, it's Martin North and John Adams in the Interests of the People. And today, John joins me to discuss a very important subject. Hello, John.
Hello, sir. How are you going today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Not too bad. So we have a very interesting topic to talk about today, and it's all about postcode 2570, which is in southwest Sydney, which is in the Camden Oran Park area. So there was an article in the Sydney Morning Herald that came out a couple of days ago that really caught my attention. And I thought that, I've been scrambling around talking to various people, and we've been looking at your DFA data set about this postcode, because there was an article that suggests that there's been a massive spike in domestic violence in this postcode, particularly in the last 2 years. And when the Minister Prue Goward, who's the minister responsible for looking at the issue of domestic violence in New South Wales, when she went to the local police and asked, why is this happening in this postcode? The answer from the police was, it is about mortgage stress. So here we are. We've been, particularly in 2018, we talked a lot about the social consequences of bad economic policy, of when you blow up a massive debt bubble, a massive asset bubble. I mean, a lot of the conversation we had last year was talking about what happens when the bubble pops. And we talked a lot about suicide. There's empirical evidence to say that in financial crises, suicide skyrockets. But here is commentary and claims from the police saying that before the bubble pops, there is social horror happening in this particular postcode. And obviously I found that fascinating. So I decided to do a bit of digging around to figure out, how credible are the claims of the police and the minister on this particular point.
So, John, I've always said that you have to get granular, you have to get really into the detail to understand what's going on, because all of the sort of high-level averaging that people talk about all the time misses the point, right? So this is a classic example where, as we delve into detail, we're going to find some quite shocking things. But I think it's also worth saying that this is just one example, just one postcode. Yes. We're not picking out this postcode particularly and saying it's ultra bad, right? This is indicative of what we're seeing also in a number of other places where indeed mortgage stresses are building. But we're going to use this one as a case study. And what's really fascinating is that a lot of people still don't believe mortgage stress is real, right? It amazes me, and even on the mainstream media, people just say, I don't see any evidence of it, right? To which I reply, look harder, because the evidence is actually very clear to see. And I think this is a really good example of showing that on the ground, in real households, there are a lot of households who are really finding it very, very difficult at the moment. But the worrying thing for me is that as those home prices continue to slide, as the chances are we're going to see mortgage rates rising ahead, not least because of the out-of-cycle rates that the banks are still going to probably impose at some point because they're still losing margin. This is going to get worse and worse, right? And so you're right, we need a strategy around this, which has to be a combination of education. It has to be a strategy also about, financial management, all of those things. And I think we need some joined up thinking here. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again next time.